Hi students, in this section we are going to be working with the distributive property. So what the distributive property is you are taking a situation and you are breaking it apart working with parentheses. And notice we have an example here. It says to multiply 3 times 68. Mentally you can think of this as 3 outside of the parentheses, then inside the parentheses breaking it apart as 60 plus 8. So when we're solving this, we think of 3 times 60, and then we think of this as 3 times 8. Well, 3 times 60 is 180. 3 times 8 is 24, and when you add that together, you get 204. So that's the what we're working with using the distributive property. So let's look at some examples working with this distributive property. Our first one here says solve the questions below using the distributive property. So as I mentioned in the previous slide, you're going to have a number outside of parentheses. And what you need to do is distribute, we call this, distribute that number to each situation inside the parentheses. Distribute meaning multiply. So we're going to take 3 times x and we'll multiply that to get 3x. Then we're going to multiply 3 times 1. Notice it is a positive 1, so we can think of this as 3 times 1 to get 3. Now we're going to add it together because of the sign there. So 3x plus 3, do we have like terms here? We do not. So this will be my final answer, 3x plus 3 for A. B is very similar, but notice the value is after the parentheses. It's saying x minus 2 times 7. So I'm going to distribute 7 to x and 7 to, we can think of this as negative 2. So 7 times x is going to give me 7x. 7 times negative 2 is going to give me negative 14. So how would I write this? It would be 7x minus 14. And that will be my answer for B. So that's how we work with the distributive property. This example here is a story problem. So we're going to look at this and set this up working with the distributive property. It says you want to buy 4 new tires for $44.98 each. Use the distributive property to calculate the total cost mentally. Well, the way we're going to set this up is we're going to break apart this $44.98. Notice they're wanting 4 new tires. So we're going to take the value 4, that's going to be our number outside of the parentheses. When we break apart that $44.98, it's going to be 44 plus, we'll write the decimal of 98 cents, which is 0.98. And now we'll solve this using the distributive property. So what we're going to do is distribute 4 to 44. So 4 times 44 is 176 plus 4 times 0.98, which is going to be 3.92. Then I'm going to add this together to find the total cost of my 4 new tires, and it's going to be 176 plus $3.92 is going to be $179.92. So $179.92 for the cost of those new tires. Other kind of situations you'll see in this section is simplifying by combining like terms. So if you look at A here, we have 5x squared minus 7 plus 3x squared. Remember when we're combining like terms, you have to have like variables and like exponents. So if we look at A here, 5x squared and 3x squared are like terms. So we can add that together to get 8x squared. Notice we have now this minus 7. There are no other numbers that stand alone like this minus 7. So we'll just write this here, minus 7. 8x squared minus 7 will be my answer for A. With B, we're bringing in the distributive property here along with combining like terms. So let's first look at the situation. We have negative 4 outside of the parentheses, and inside the parentheses we have 1 minus 2x. Let's not work with this one yet. We're just going to deal with the distributive property first. So I'm going to take this negative 4 and distribute it to 1. And I'm going to take this negative 4 and distribute it to this negative 2x. Well, negative 4 times 1 is going to give me negative 4. And negative 4 times a negative 2x is going to give me a positive 8x. So I've worked with the distributive property with the 4 and the numbers in the parentheses. So now I can bring down that 1. So we have 1 minus 4 plus 8x. Well, where do we have like terms here? Well, my like terms are going to be 1 and negative 4. Well, 1 minus 4 is going to give me negative 3 plus 8x. My 8x cannot combine with anything else. So negative 3 plus 8x is going to be my final answer right there. That is it for this section.